Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Adam Mohammed Osman and welcome to Somaliland National Television News English. Here to bring you the latest news. Let's start with the stories making local headlines. Somaliland's police commissioner holds a press conference on the UN employee attempting to propagate Christianity within the nation. International Water Day marked in Somaliland. Obama vows to keep Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. Somaliland's police commissioner, Abdullahi Fadl Iman, granted an exclusive interview to our SLN TV reporters on recent headlines surrounding the alleged actions of a UN employee accused of propagating Christianity in Somaliland. The United Nations continues to share a strong cooperative relationship with the government of Somaliland, and an immediate apology was issued on this issue. Somaliland's police commissioner stated that Somaliland, as any nation in the world, bears laws which are obligatory for any inhabitant. In this particular case, for foreign workers in Somaliland, Police Commissioner Abdullahi Fadl Iman explained the illegitimacy of any spreading of religion. The UN is an apolitical, non-religious universal body comprised of many nations with the common goals of global growth and development. Nonetheless, the actions of this specific UN employee raised the debate on whether more regulations and rules should be set to better monitor international organizations working throughout the nation. The Police Commissioner of Somaliland pledged to work harder to make sure that these actions are not repetitive, while issuing a stern message to other international organizations working in Somaliland to abide by the laws set forth by Somaliland's constitution. It's International Water Day, and Somaliland's Ministry of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources, in cooperation with Hargeysa's Water Agency, hosted an event commemorating the occasion. Participants included representatives of Caritas as well as UNICEF.
Minister of Agriculture Farah Ilmi opened the ceremony with initial remarks. He elaborated on the importance of water and prospective plans of providing all citizens with adequate water facilities. The minister continued to state that water projects of utilizing rainwater is of a primary concern for this administration. Director General of Planning and National Development Abdirashid Ahmed Guled emphasized the significance of implementing the 5-year development plan for Somaliland and the ample resources intended for creating water storage facilities. Other attendees of the ceremony included representatives of Caritas and UNICEF.
President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud, returned from Turkey. There have been wide displays of support from supporters and opposition alike on the President's decision to not participate in this year's London conference on neighbouring nation Somalia's affairs. Since President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud's return from Turkey, there has been wide-ranging support for the decision by the President of Somaliland to not take part in the upcoming London conference on Somalia, due to be held in the United Kingdom. Following Somaliland's combined decision to take part in last year's conference on Somalia, again held in London on the 22nd of February 2012, this decision was one that the entire Somaliland community, whether local or abroad, was significantly interested in. The former mayor of Hargeisa, Aul Ilmi Abdallah, the mayor who placed the fighter jet in the centre of the capital, Hargeisa, the landmark that Somaliland has used to remember the tragic civil war, which caused the loss of so many lives, has become the latest member of the Somaliland community to voice his support for the decision of President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud and Somaliland's non-inclusion in this year's London conference on Somalia. President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud has also generated great support from the cultural leaders of Somaliland regarding his decision that this year's London conference on Somalia is not in the interest of Somaliland. You're tuned into the English news programme on Somaliland National Television. And now for our international headlines in detail. Barack Obama, the US President, has promised to work closely with Israel to do whatever is necessary to keep Iran from obtaining nuclear weapons. In a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday, Obama said that while the US prefers to resolve the Iran issue diplomatically, all options are on the table if diplomacy falls short.
Netanyahu said he was absolutely convinced that Obama was determined to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. President Obama stated,
"Commitment to the security of the State of Israel is a solemn obligation, and the security of Israel is non-negotiable. Today, our military and intelligence personnel cooperate more closely than ever before. We conduct more joint exercises and training than ever before. We're providing more security assistance and advanced technology to Israel than ever before.
Notwithstanding our joint efforts and your great success in mobilizing the international community, diplomacy and sanctions so far have not stopped Iran's nuclear program. And as you know, my view is that in order to stop Iran's nuclear programs peacefully, diplomacy and sanctions must be augmented by a clear and credible threat of military action.
Obama also issued a stark warning to Syria about using chemical weapons against its civilians, saying it would be a grave and tragic mistake and a game changer. On Syria, Obama said he was deeply skeptical of claims that the opposition used chemical weapons, given his knowledge of Syria's chemical weapons stockpiles. He said the U.S. would investigate thoroughly in collaboration with other countries in the region and international institutions before taking any action. But he emphasized the U.S. stance that the use of chemical weapons is a game changer, which would require it to intervene.
South Korea says initial investigations show a Chinese internet address was the source of a cyber attack on one of the companies shut down by a computer crash. South Korea's telecom regulator said on Thursday a Chinese address created a malicious code in a server on one of the banks that crashed on Wednesday.
Experts say hackers often launch attacks via computers in other countries in an attempt to keep their identities from being exposed. Such addresses can easily be manipulated and disguised. Regulators have distributed vaccine software to government offices, banks, hospitals, and other institutions to prevent outages. The source of the attack is not yet clear, but suspicion has quickly fallen on North Korea. Pyongyang has threatened Seoul with attacks in recent days. South Korea's army raised its alert level after the cyber attack was suspected. The hacking paralyzed computer networks of 3 major television stations and 2 banks on Wednesday, prompting the South Korean police to launch a major investigation.
Malala Yousafzai has returned to school for the first time since she was shot in the head by Taliban in October for campaigning for education for girls. The 15-year-old said on Thursday that she had achieved her dream and was looking forward to meeting new friends at the independent Edgbaston High School for girls in Birmingham, central England, where she is now living. Malala has flown to Britain for surgery following the attack and underwent several operations as recently as last month. Pictures show her going to school carrying a pink backpack and wearing a black headscarf over a green sweater. She will be studying a full-time curriculum in preparation for selective subjects for GCSEs, the exams that school children in England, Wales and Northern Ireland sit when they are aged between 14 to 16. Malala was shot at point-blank range by a Taliban gunman as her school bus travelled through northwest Pakistan's Swat Valley on October 9th in an attack that drew worldwide condemnation. She has since become a global symbol for the campaigning of girls' rights for education and has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.